Hi there guys, this is Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video I am going to share with you 15 things that you need to know before you buy the ASUS Zenfone 2 laser. So guys, let's get started. So firstly, we get 100 GB of Google Drive storage free for 2 years when you buy this phone. So when you first turn it on, you'll get the option to claim the Google Drive storage with your Google account. So make sure you claim it with your primary account. So for a phone that comes for 10,000 rupees, getting 100 GB of Google Drive storage is pretty good. So guys, these are the capacitive buttons, back, home and recent buttons. These are not backlit and these are not replaceable or reversible. So you have to stick with back, home and recent button, and you have no other way to swap them. Most of you might be used with using your phones with back button over here and recent buttons over here. But let me tell you, this phone is designed in such a way that you might not want to press back most of the time. You just press home and let the app run in the background, and whenever you open the app next time, it will be already loaded and you will feel as if the phone is really fast. So I pretty much think that's the reason why they have changed the layout, and most of the Nexus devices comes with the same layout. So anyway, going on next, we have some nice screen off gestures like double tap to wake, and we can press the volume button, volume up or volume down twice to open the camera quickly. So there we have it. And we have some screen gesture like you can draw an alphabet on the screen and it will open a particular app. For example, if I draw C, it will open up camera. So some nice screen gestures, there are a lot more than this, and you can configure them according to your preferences. Next, this device is running on Zen Ui and it looks a lot similar to MIUI and maybe a more customized or more tweaked version of MIUI. Well, that's actually my opinion. They might have not taken anything from the MIUI, but it definitely looks way different from stock Android and pretty much resembles the MIUI. So anyway, that's my opinion. Going on next, we have some impressive apps like Auto Restart. I guess that's the name they call it. Autostart maybe. Yeah, Autostart Manager. So using this application, you can block apps from running in the startup. So these are all the apps that are installed on this device, and I've disabled them from running when the device starts. So it usually improves the boot up speed and also improves your phone performance. Usually you need to have root access and install Expose framework or some other app for these kind of a feature, but this comes pre-installed. Next, we have something called as Power Saver. So here's the app. You have all these different modes called performance, normal, power saving and super saving, and you can create your own mode. And you have this smart switch using which you can switch battery modes or battery profiles based on your battery percentage or the time. So that's one nice thing. And next, we have something called as display modes. For example, this is the blue filter, which can be really helpful at the night times. And you have something called as reading mode and some other modes which tweak your display, and most of the devices don't come with options like that. So anyway, going on next, coming to the design of the phone, this definitely looks like the ASUS Zenfone 2. And so coming to the back, we have the same volume rocker buttons over here and the power button over here. So these might look a little different, or I say at the start you might feel this is a very odd place to put the buttons, but when you get used to them, you might feel that it's a good idea to keep the volume buttons over here for some tasks, and for some you might feel that the buttons are too small or they are not very clickable. So anyway, going on next, I personally don't like the position of the power button over here. It's really odd to press the power button over here. Going on next, as this is the ASUS Zenfone 2 laser, you get this laser for focusing, and I must say this works really well when you try to take pictures, but you won't get the same results that you see in the preview mode. So that's personally my opinion. In my testing, I didn't find the images to be as sharp as expected. Going on next, this device does come with the basic sensors like the proximity light sensor, notification LED over here, and that's pretty much it about the sensors. This device is definitely not value for money in terms of specifications. So if you consider devices like Redmi 2 Prime or Euphoria or Lenovo A6000 Plus, you get the same 2 GB of RAM, 16 GB of internal storage with Snapdragon 410 processor, and it's like you're spending more 3000 on a device. So I think that this is definitely an overpriced, or so for that reason I don't think it's a really value for money. But I must say this phone or ASUS Zenfone offers pretty unique software features. Zen Ui is definitely different from anything that you've used. It might be similar to MIUI, but it offers a lot more customization than MIUI. So going on to the next thing, this device doesn't have a lot of development going around. So if you're looking to root this device and install a custom ROM like CyanogenMod, then there is very little hope for that. You might be getting some custom ROMs by some Indian developers, but right now, at this point of time, there aren't any custom ROMs available for this, or at least not many. So anyway, going on next, this phone has the option to move apps to the external SD card and also install apps directly to the external SD card. You have those options, but in my testing, they really don't work. So at least they work only partially. If you want to know more about it, simply check out the reasons not to buy and reasons buy. If you want to know more about moving apps to the SD card on this phone, do check out my video on moving apps to SD card. I'll leave a link for that in the description. On the whole, you have the options to move the apps to the SD card, but it doesn't work every time. And even if it does, it won't move the entire app. For example, we have Asphalt 8 for about 1 GB and it moves about 80 MB to the external SD card and rest of it stays in the internal SD card. Next, it has some nice features like Kids mode and Easy mode. So let me show you the Kids mode. So this is how it looks. And basically you add apps to this particular mode, and whenever you give your phone to your kid to play some games, you put the device in this mode so he doesn't make any unnecessary calls or cause you any trouble with your phone. Next, we have Easy mode if you want to give your phone to maybe an elderly person who has trouble clicking on these icons or having a hard time reading the text. So those are some nice two features that come with this particular phone. Next, we have a lot of unnecessary bloatware and unnecessary apps, and which definitely depends upon your surrounding. So it has at least 10 to 15 unnecessary and useless apps according to my usage. So you might find them useful, but I definitely don't. So I have to manually uninstall or disable them. So it isn't a really big deal if you think about it, but they come pre-installed and you have to uninstall them manually. And if you are unable to uninstall them, they're simply running in the background or occupying space in your internal SD card. So guys, these are the 15 things that I want to let you know. And if you have any doubts and if you have any more concerns, do let me know by commenting below this video. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel to see more videos just like this.